Hello again, folks. Tonight, there was some questions asked on one of the Discord servers I'm on about how to get autotiling working with the new Godot 4.0. And it's a pretty complex process, so I thought I'd make a video for it, and let's give it a shot. Last time, I was explaining just how to get it working basically in the first place, so we're going to do that again. I'll go here and create a new tile set. You click on the tile set and you come in here. For tiles, we want to go to, in this case, add atlas after hitting the plus. And then we want to edit, so we hit the atlas setup button. We can give it a name. We call it floor. I'll leave it as ID 0. And then for texture, you can see under assets, I have this one again. This is all just repeat from last time. It says you want to automatically create tiles for this atlas. I'm going to actually hit no. And so you can see we have the tiles here. Tile size is 16 by 16. That's what I have it in the thing. I think it's actually, hang on, I think it's 32 by 32. Let me just double check. Texture region, 32, 32. Yeah, there we go. It's actually just a smaller tile set. As you see here, we've got use texture padding. When we actually create our things, that's going to be an issue, so let's just try it and find out. Okay, and from there, we just put it on the pointer. We come over here, we right-click on a tile and create a tile. Now for a couple of things here, you'll notice it has terrain set as -1. That's okay for now. We're going to just go through and create tiles for all of these. Now you can have it set this up automatically for you. It won't change anything. And I'm just going to do this for all of them. But it does try to figure out a reasonable thing for it. Up next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to terrains. You see how it has terrain sets here under that in the inspector? What I'm going to do is add an element there. And for this one, I'm going to do match corners and sides. And you'll see what that does. And then you have to add an element, and it'll give it a terrain name. We're just going to have it be terrain 0. And it'll give you a default color. I'm just going to leave it as brown. And that's all we need to do for that. When we come back here, you select one, hit 0. So it's the 0th one now. And you want to set the terrain set for all of these. I think we can do this all at once if we just select all of them and hit up. Yeah. So if you just select one and then select them all, you have to do it in one motion, so you can't just click it. But now you can see all of them are selected and they all have terrain set 0. Okay. Now that we have these set up as a terrain, I'm going to show you an easier way to actually build out the individual terrain peering bits. Now, normally, you could just go in and figure out what all of these are and set them. But it's a little bit annoying, so I'd rather be able to paint those properties like you used to be able to. So let's go to here. For terrain set, you want to pick, normally it starts off as no terrains, but we're going to set terrain 0. And then for this, we're going to pick terrain 0. So it's the terrain set 0 and now terrain 0. And then we're going to click on one of these. And you can see it's putting in the bits. Now they've removed the middle bit. That's just a slightly annoying thing. But all you have to do now is pick the similar bits to what you would have before. Except without the middle bit. And then this one, select all of them like normal. So it's a little bit obnoxious, but it's all right. But with painting, we can do this. That's what this one looks like, so that's fine. And then here, this one is wherever you see nothing, basically. Except for the middle, again, because you can't select the middle. So that's that, basically. Now we should be able to go into the tile map. We can... Okay, and for here, you just come back over to the terrains so that you know you're selecting a terrain and not an individual tile. And then you just click and drag. Now note, I have this on line, so it's putting the smallest possible line. You could do this too and pick a large area. I'm going to erase some of this because it looks like the area doesn't automatically tile, but if you just do normal painting, it looks like we have our little set messed up somehow, so let me go back and check that. I'm going to try no terrain. I'll try that instead. Then you come back over to tile map, terrains, terrain 0, select this first one. There we go, that's much better. And you can tell it's still not super perfect, but it's pretty close. And it gets you basically to the functionality we used to have before. There are some weird spots. I'm sure it's something to do with my bits. But if you just fiddle around with the bits, you'll figure them out. It's not ultimately too much work. There's just a bunch of it. I'm also going to show you, in this case, how to set the physics for it. So that's actually a little bit easier. So you just come over now to the inspector again. You go to Physics, Physics Layers, Add Element. Then you select what you want it to interact with. As you can see, I already have Environment and Player, so we'll set this as Environment. I'm going to set this to Player. I'm going to give it a physics material. I don't know if you actually need to yet, but I am going to leave it with one just in case. And then in order to see that actually working, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Select here. Oh, this is the wrong one. Sorry. We want to be in Tile Set. And then we want to go to Paint Properties, Physics Layer 0. Notice I had to have that in there. That's the first physics layer. So for this first one, you can see I just put in a whole square. We don't actually want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that, going to edit, and you can actually create a square and then pull things around as you need them. It does do snapping now, sort of, so it's nice, and you can see the line is straight when it is. So you can do that all the way around, and then you'll have your physics shape. This one, we can get rid of this and this. Come over. And you don't have to do it with holding on to these pieces like this. You can create new ones every time you go to it. That's not what I wanted. But if we put our little guy now inside that, and if you look, see, I made all the upper ones. Okay, we have all our physics layers built now. Our terrain is still set up. And as you can see, now it's got all of the different bits set for it. Okay, and so now we should have physics available. So let's go ahead and just try to take our character and move him around, see what happens. Okay, now he's stopped. Up, down, right, and left. So it just works. Okay, and that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by.